Thanks for taking the time to sit down and watch this second video here at HelpTxTeachers. I hope it gives you a little bit of an insight into what I actually do for teachers all over the state. First and foremost, I truly believe that Texas educators are the most underappreciated and underserved group of professionals in the state. And quite frankly, I think my industry, the financial services industry, pretty much ignores you. They act like you don't make enough money, or you're just important enough to send out a 403B rep once a year for your 8 minutes of financial planning. I want to go over 4 areas that I talk about at faculty meetings all the time. These are also the 4 areas that I cover when I sit down on a one-on-one meeting with a teacher. You're truly so busy being a teacher that these 4 things probably don't cross your mind very often. And once you understand how they work and you understand why they're important, it's something that you'll rest easier at night knowing that they're taken care of. Number 1 is maximizing your TRS pension. Your largest retirement asset is probably going to be your TRS pension. And you need to understand how it works. Whether you're a first-year teacher or you're 2 months from retirement, you need to understand the nuances of your largest retirement asset. Are you rule of 80? Are you rule of 90? Are you rule of age 60? Are you rule of age 62? What tier are you? A lot of teachers at this point, I hear them like, hey, I'm rule of 85. There is no rule of 85. So it's very important that you understand not only when you can retire, but more importantly, when you do retire, which option should you pick and why? Should you choose standard, option 1, option 2, option 3, 4, 5, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year lump sums? What do all those mean? Which one fits you the best? It all comes down to your situation, who you're married to, who you're not married to, how many kids you have, et cetera, et cetera. It's something that you shouldn't try to learn 2 months from retiring. When you order your TRS packet, it's this thick and you literally need 6 pages. Please take the time to educate yourself on how your TRS pension works. It's really that big of a deal. Number 2, alternatives to what I like to call the 403B trap. I call it a 403B trap because almost every school district I've ever been in, 8 out of 10 teachers have a 403B. And they have it because somebody knocked on their door at some point, or someone mass emailed the staff from one of the 403B companies, and it makes it sound like it's your only alternative retirement outside of TRS. When I left teaching after 5 years, I had TRS and a 403B. My mom, when she left teaching and made her mistakes with TRS, she had TRS and a 403B. It sounds like a 401k. This is probably what we ought to do. So you sit down and do it. Yeah, I'd like to do it for $100 a month, $200 a month, $400 a month, whatever. But when I ask teachers, what does the 403B do? They hardly can even explain it sometimes. They just know they're putting money out of their check into it. So it's important to understand the other options that aren't tied to the district. The other options that allow you to save more tax-free, more tax efficiently. The other options that you hardly ever hear about because all you ever hear about are things from a 403B salesperson. The third thing to kind of piggyback on top of that is, how do you gain control of your old 403Bs? A lot of teachers I meet with have come from different districts along their careers, and they may have old 403Bs sitting at other schools. It's critical to understand how to get that money out of those old 403Bs into IRAs that you control, that now you have control of, so it doesn't matter what happens at the old school, it's not affecting your money. Too many times I ask the question, well, how much is in that old 403B? And the answer I get is, I don't even know. I don't even get statements anymore. Don't let those assets just sit at an old school. Grab those, put them where you can control them, get help to do so. And then the last thing is Social Security. 17 school districts in the state of Texas pay Social Security and TRS. If you don't work in one of those, it is critical that you understand how the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset work for you. Too many times, again, I hear teachers say, oh, I'm not ever going to get any Social Security. Mrs. Smith retired and she said she got none. Every single situation is different based on how many years you've paid in, how much your spouse has paid in, etc., etc. You more than likely are going to get some Social Security. You're more than likely going to get some Social Security when your spouse passes away. How much, and if that's you, all depends on sitting down and chatting about it. Again, not a conversation you want to have 1 month from retirement. Get those answers now. Help yourself understand. It's my goal that you know exactly how many dollars are coming in from TRS and Social Security when you can retire. Thanks again for listening. I want to be very clear on I never charge a fee to meet. There's some link down below where you can just put your name and phone number and how you want to be contacted, and I'll reach out to you to set up a no-cost one-on-one meeting. Most of my first meetings are done by Zoom. If you're around the Central Texas area, I don't mind coming out and sitting down with you in person. Thanks again for everything you do, all the hard work you put in for the kids of the state of Texas. Make it a great day, and as always, we got this.